A 100-pound blue-nosed pit bull refused to leave a little girl's bedroom for 7 straight months. Every night, same doorway, same position. He wouldn't eat, wouldn't move, wouldn't leave. So her father set up a camera at 2 a.m., and what that footage revealed left doctors absolutely stunned. Every single night for 7 straight months, a 100-pound blue-nosed pit bull refused to leave a little girl's bedroom. He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't go outside, he wouldn't move from that doorway no matter what anyone did. And when her father finally set up a camera at 2 a.m. to find out why, what he discovered on that footage shattered everything he thought he knew about this dog. His name was Knox, a 100-pound blue-nosed pit bull built like a small tank, with a chest the size of a barrel and a jaw that could crack a coconut. The kind of dog that makes people grab their children and cross the street. The kind of dog that gets banned from apartment buildings before the landlord even meets him. Daniel and Reese Carter adopted Knox from a high-kill shelter in Memphis, Tennessee, when he was just under 2 years old. He'd been pulled from a dog-fighting ring 6 months earlier. His ears were cropped jagged, not by a vet, by whoever used him. He had a scar running from his left eye down to his jaw. The intake report read, "Severely under-socialized, resource guarding, do not place with children." Daniel didn't care about the report. He'd grown up with pit bulls his whole life. He knew the difference between a dangerous dog and a damaged one. "He's not aggressive," Daniel told the shelter coordinator. "He's terrified." They brought Knox home on a Tuesday afternoon. Their daughter, Haley, was 6 years old, blonde hair, big brown eyes, and the kind of fearless personality that made her parents nervous on a daily basis. The first time Haley saw Knox, she walked straight up to him, put both hands on his cheeks, and said, "You're beautiful." Knox froze. Then he did something the shelter said he'd never done. He licked her face. The first month was a careful dance. Knox was skittish around Daniel. He flinched whenever Reese raised her voice, even if she was just calling Haley for dinner. Loud noises sent him into a full-body tremor. He ate alone in the laundry room and slept by the back door like he was ready to run at any moment. But around Haley, he was different, completely different. When she sat on the floor to watch cartoons, he'd lie down behind her, his massive body curled around hers like a fortress wall. When she walked to the school bus, he'd stand at the window and watch until the bus disappeared. And every night after Haley went to bed, Knox would walk into her room, lie down across the doorway, and stay there until morning. At first, Daniel thought it was a phase, a new dog adjusting to a new environment. But weeks turned into months and Knox never stopped. Not once. Every single night, same position, same doorway, like he was standing guard. Daniel joked about it at first. "We don't need a security system, we've got Knox." But by month 4, it wasn't funny anymore. It was obsessive. Knox wouldn't go outside at night. He refused to eat dinner unless his bowl was placed next to Haley's door. If Daniel tried to close her bedroom door, Knox would scratch at it until someone opened it. "Something's wrong with this dog," Reese said one night. "This isn't normal." But little did they know, Knox wasn't the one with the problem.
I see you still haven't subscribed. That breaks my heart a little. Hit that button now. Trust me, you need to see what happens next. It was Daniel's idea to set up the camera. A small pet cam mounted on the bookshelf in Haley's room, angled to capture her bed and the doorway where Knox slept every night. He figured he'd catch Knox pacing or whining, something that would help the vet understand the behavior. The first night, nothing unusual. Knox lay at the doorway, eyes half closed, breathing steady. But at exactly 2:14 a.m., his head snapped up, his ears rotated forward, his whole body went rigid. Daniel watched the footage the next morning and paused it. Knox was staring at Haley's bed, completely locked in. Then he stood up, walked to the side of her bed, and pressed his nose against her chest. He stayed there for 47 seconds. Then he walked back to the doorway and lay down again. Daniel watched 3 more nights of footage. Every single night, same thing. Somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m., Knox would get up, walk to Haley's bed, press his nose to her chest, stay for 30 to 60 seconds, then return to his post. Daniel showed the footage to their veterinarian, Dr. Alan Chambers. The vet watched it twice. Then he looked up and said something that made Daniel's blood run cold. "Has Haley ever been checked for a heart condition?" Daniel's face went white. "What?" Dogs can detect irregular heartbeats. Their sense of smell can pick up chemical changes in the body that we can't even measure with standard equipment. The way he's pressing his nose to her chest, he's not just checking on her, he's listening. This is the kind of love that science still can't fully explain. But some stories don't need science, they just need to be heard. Daniel and Reese took Haley to a pediatric cardiologist the following week. After a full workup, echocardiogram, EKG, and a 48-hour Holter monitor, the cardiologist called them in. Haley had a small atrial septal defect, a tiny hole in her heart that she'd likely had since birth. It wasn't life-threatening at the moment, but without monitoring and eventual intervention, it could have become dangerous as she grew. Reese broke down in the doctor's office. Daniel just sat there, staring at the wall, replaying every single night Knox had stood guard at that door. 7 months, 212 nights. Knox had been monitoring their daughter's heart before anyone even knew something was wrong. When they got home, Daniel sat on the floor next to Knox for the first time. He put his hand on that massive, scarred head and said, "You knew, didn't you? You knew before any of us." Knox leaned into him and closed his eyes. The dog that a shelter report said should never be placed with children had been saving one every single night. Here's what nobody tells you about pit bulls. They feel everything. They absorb the emotions of the people they love. And when they find their person, their loyalty isn't just devotion, it's a sixth sense, a radar for danger that science is still trying to understand. Today, Haley is 9 years old. Her heart condition is being monitored and doctors expect a full recovery. Knox is 5. He still sleeps in her doorway every single night. He still checks on her between 2 and 3 a.m., and he still refuses to move until she wakes up in the morning. 487 nights and counting. A dog that the world said was too dangerous to love became the reason a little girl's heart keeps beating. Sometimes the ones they tell you to fear are the ones who save you. And sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is listen to the ones who never gave them a chance. Did Knox sense something no one else could? Or is this just what love looks like when it has 4 paws? Tell me in the comments.